Alright, I'm going to be making some pita bread and hummus. To make that, I'm going to be making some bread dough in the food processor, and I have my bread blade in there, and I'm using a recipe I found on allrecipes.com. So we're going to need some active dry yeast. I'm going to add that to the food processor. We're going to need 1 cup of flour. Add that to the food processor. And you know what? I think I'm going to make this like garlic pita bread. So let's add, should I add the garlic? I should probably wait to add the garlic until after the yeast raises. So I'm just going to set the garlic there for now, but we will add garlic after the yeast raises. Okay, so I'm going to add 1 cup of warm water. Don't want to be too hot, just warm water. Okay. Now we're going to put on the lid. Now we're going to pulse. And I'm going to pop that open so it gets some air in there. And we are going to let that sit for 20 minutes. Okay. So we should have like a good foam going on in here. Let's see what it looks like. Oh yeah, that's looking good. Okay, so let's see how much more flour I need to add to this. Okay, so I need 1.5 tablespoons of olive oil. I'm not going to measure perfectly accurately. That's probably good enough there. And then we need 1 3/4 cup of flour. That's about 2 more cups of flour. I'm just gonna use like about that much there. I can add more if I need to. And then I want to add some garlic powder and some chopped parsley, if my parsley's still good in the fridge, which it should be. So I'm gonna add, let's add about a tablespoon of garlic. Oh, and we're gonna need salt too. So where's my kosher salt? I think it's up here. I'm gonna add about 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt. And then I need to chop up, let's just do this much parsley here. So that's about 2 tablespoons of chopped parsley. I'm gonna add it to there. And now we're gonna put the lid back on, and we are going to mix up our dough. So we're gonna hit the pulse button. Okay, let's see what this looks like. Looks good. Love this food processor. Thank you so much, Rissy. This food processor is great. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just take out this. And we're going to take our dough and form it into a ball. Look at that, that's beautiful dough. Now, if you don't have a food processor, you'd have to work that all and knead that all with your hands, but it's great to have a food processor, let me tell you. Let me tell you. I've lived many years now without one, and I'm so happy to have one. Okay, so I'm gonna get this bowl here. And I'm gonna coat it with olive oil, and we're gonna take our dough, get it in a ball, and roll it around in the olive oil. So we're going to cover that with a warm, damp towel and let it raise for 2 hours until it's like doubled in size. Alright, now I'm going to be making my hummus. I'm going to be using garbanzo beans, bulb of garlic. I'm probably not going to be using all the garlic. I don't have a lemon, so I'm going to use an orange instead, but feel free to use a lemon. And then I have sesame tahini. I'm going to use this olive oil. This olive oil is really good olive oil that I got from my mother. See, it's got that rich dark color. So first I'm going to open my cans of garbanzo beans and drain them. We'll also be using some salt, of course. Okay, I might not need all 5 cans. I think I will only use 3 cans of garbanzo beans. Now let's add probably about 2 tablespoons of olive oil, the juice of 1 orange, and let's do 4 cloves of garlic. Now we need our tahini. So I'm going to try and mix this up because the oil has separated. Actually, I think I'm going to use the rest of this, but I'm going to not use all the oil. We don't need all that oil in there. So it's looking like it's going to be about 1 cup of tahini. If you don't have tahini, you can use peanut butter instead. But tahini is going to give it that yummy sesame flavor. Okay, so now we want our lid on. Close it up. Put it on the base. And now we're going to turn on food processor and pulse. Oh, and you know what? I forgot salt. We're definitely going to need salt. So this is what it looks like so far. And we need to add some kosher salt. So I'm going to add about half a teaspoon of kosher salt. We can add more if needed. Alright, let's pulse this again. I'm gonna go ahead and let's try medium blend. Okay, now I'm going to push some of this down in here because it's not getting blended up. So I'm gonna release that, and it's looking pretty good actually. Let's take our tahini spoon and just push some of the larger chunks down in there. Yum, that's looking pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and take a little taste of it. It's good, could use a little bit more salt. I'm gonna add about a teaspoon more salt. So now I'm gonna do medium again. Let's give this another taste. That is looking beautiful. That's good. I want a big bite. That's really good. I do think it would be better with the more acid from the lemon juice than the orange juice. The orange juice doesn't have enough acid, but I could add vinegar to it. I don't really want to, like, I don't want to like mess it up. So I'm gonna leave it like that. Actually, you know what? I have some pepperoncini juice. Maybe that would be good in it. This would add like a little bit of a pepper kick. So I'm gonna add about 2 tablespoons of pepperoncini juice. Let's see if that makes it taste any better. Okay, let's give it a try now. I bet this is gonna be so good with the pepperoncini juice. Oh, and look, it's like perfectly smooth now. Yes. It's got like a hint of pepper flavor. And it's got that tartness I wanted in it. Very good. So I'm just gonna put the lid on and just put this in the fridge until our pita bread is done. So before we get started on our pita bread, I wanted to cut up some carrots to have with the hummus because carrots sound lovely. So we got 4 carrots here. I'm going to peel them and then we'll cut them up. Okay, I'm just going to cut these carrots into sticks. I'm going to go ahead and start getting my plate ready by adding the carrot sticks to the plate. And then I want some olives too. I have Kalamata olives and regular pearl olives. Okay, let's check on this bread here. Looks like the bread is about ready. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my hummus on my plate, and then we'll get ready to start frying our bread. Yum, hummus. Make a little well in it. Add some olive oil. Now the only thing we need is to put some parsley on it. So, gotta chop some parsley. That timer is telling me that it's time to start making the pita bread. So as soon as I get this parsley on here, I'm gonna start making my pita bread. Okay, so we're gonna take our parsley and sprinkle it on top. Okay, so we want to lightly flour our working surface and take little balls of dough, flatten them out, kind of like you're making a pizza. And then we're gonna get our cast iron skillet heated up with some olive oil on medium high. Okay, I think the skillet is starting to get hot enough that we can add our pita bread. So I'm just gonna put the pita bread on top. I probably added a little too much oil, but it'll taste good. So we're gonna wait for this to puff up, and once it puffs up, we're gonna flip it. All right, it's starting to get a little puffy. I think it's ready to be flipped. Yeah. Okay. I think 2 minutes is too long. That's what the recipe said, but I think that's too long because it got a little burnt there. So it's more like 1.5 minutes. So I'm gonna make one more, and then I'm going to eat dinner, and then I'll finish up making the rest of them to save for later. Yum! Going to totally enjoy this. It was worth all the hard work and effort that was put into it.